Good morning, Mr. Watson here. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at Quite Basic and converting a program that was written for Just Basic. That was this one right here. This is a program where it generates a random number and you get 7 guesses to input to see if you can guess the number that the program came up with. Now, in Just Basic, a couple of things here is that they have some statements here. These are used for positioning within the program. That's the start, the loop, the you win, you lose. We can't do that with Quite Basic. Quite Basic requires statement numbers on it. Other things it requires is the commands are all lowercase. In Just Basic, they have to be uppercase. In Quite Basic, Just Basic allows variable names that are longer than a single letter. Just Basic doesn't allow that. You have to have single letter. So let me show you. So I converted, here's the program I started with. I converted it into a Quite Basic program. It's right here. And the first thing I had to do was type all the commands as all uppercase. And then add statement numbers in there, deleted the items in Just Basic that were used as placements for the program to go structure it. And other things I had to do is Just Basic just allows you to put the name of the variable and what you're making it equal to. And in Quite Basic, you have to use the command let to do the same thing. Other things I had to change is where you entered your guess in Quite Basic. It had a separate print statement. In Quite Basic, you can put what you wanted to display in the input command. So I did that, and basically here's how it works. It starts out by printing. It said, thinking of a number from 1 to 100. Then it sets that. That's what X is doing here. The INT stands for integer, which means it'll be a whole number. Then it takes 100 and multiplies that by some random value, 0 to 1. That's what the 1 in here means. And then it adds 1 to it because it could be 0. And 0 is not in the range of numbers. Here it's from 1 to 100. Then it has a display. You have 7 guesses. It sets the guess number to 7. It prints what the guess number is. Then it asks you, it does an input, asks you to enter your guess, which it stores as variable A. Then it looks at A versus what X came up with. If it's equal to, it prints you win. If it's less than, it prints you lose. If it's greater than, it prints too high. And then it subtracts 1 from G. And my final thing here said if A is equal to X, it said then it goes to 140, and that's because it couldn't combine it up here where it says you win. And 140 is where it asks if you want to play again. The next thing it looks at is G greater than 0. In other words, you still have guesses left. If it does, it goes to 50, which it tells your guess number and enter your guess again. If it's equal to 0, it says you lose. And then it asks if you want to play again. Enter Y or N, and it's entering that as C. The $ after that stands for string, which means it's not going to be a number. It's going to be characters. Then it has a look if the C is equal to Y. It goes back to the beginning of the program. Statement 10, if it's not equal to Y, and it could be equal to anything other than Y, it stops. It's at the end of the program. Over here in the output, you can see that I ran it. And, my 7 guesses, well, I never did get it. I was too high, and then I was too low. And I ended up losing. But that's it. That's what we're trying to do with this Quite Basic program, going from Just Basic. That's all for now. Have a great day.